right? We are the only dedicated institute in the country which is helping individuals and companies to make money through our various courses in both marketing and sales as well. We are a dedicated institute for helping marketeers and sales profession, right? Along those lines, so digital products are the latest introduction because that is the our economy is going through a digital transformation all the way from payments to e-commerce to and even marketing is going online. Now, if you take as a country, almost 10% of all our transactions in our GDP is now taking place through digital channels. So due to that reason, I hope most of you guys will find this course diploma interesting and collaborative and engaging for your future endeavors. And furthermore, I would like to communicate the fact that um, we have a distinguished lecture panels. All the way, most of them are both academics as well as corporates who are practicing what they are teaching you, right? They are not just people who are with masters or PG or masters or PhDs who's just talking to you out of their academic knowledge. No one of them are like that. I can assure you of that. And so I encourage you guys to engage with the lecture panel and get their experiences and insight and enhance your future career perspective. And more than that, I would like to encourage, especially the entrepreneurs, and some of you might be interested in going to the field of uh, influencers, and I encourage you to do that because you will be contributing to the economy and as well as the country to make essential required dollars for the economy, right? So, in order for you to excel on all these careers, you need to have both academic qualifications and practice digital marketing in your day-to-day activities or in your day-to-day businesses that you guys are conducting, right? So in order, I am also coming from a e-commerce background, so I can tell you for a fact this is a very evolving subject. We would be teaching you all the practical as well as the theoretical aspects of digital marketing, along with further collaborations with your with partners, our partners such as Google and Facebook. We are in the process of incorporating their certificates to our assessment criteria as well. The reason being, we wanted to give you as much exposure, as much international accreditation for the qualifications that you guys are receiving from us. So with that, I would like to finally formally welcome all of you again. And again, I would like to thank you for considering Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing for your future educational qualifications as well. And furthermore, I would like to invite all of you to consider progressing your future educational endeavors with Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing with subjects like data-driven digital marketing. And we have a lot of AI-related certificates and courses coming up in our system. And also, if you all are interested, please join our professional qualifications like CIM and PCM, right? So with that, I would like to hand over to Dasun to continue with the rest of the presentation. Dasun, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Sajid Chanuka, for that great introduction about the SLIM and the programs, what our students and the candidates who can get. from this link. So once again, thanks again. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you would like to hear about the story of the success person, especially the person who are the story behind of the one of the successful supermarket chains in Sri Lanka. He's a senior manager for the online digital and loyalty at Keel Supermarkets. And this gentleman completed his MBA, Masters of Business Administration in general from the Cardiff Metropolitan University. So very good evening, sir. It's great pleasure to be here with us and warmly welcome Mr. Niresh Muthuratnanandan for the guest speaker speech for today.
Thanks, Dasun. First of all, thank you to Slim for extending this invite to me to share a few words on a career that I'm very passionate about and grown to be passionate about over the last 3 to 4 years. I was listening to Dr. Sajid and what he was saying, and it's very exciting to see the steps that Slim is taking in order to make digital a futuristic thing as well as a very relevant thing to the market. So let me share my screen first of all so that you all can see the deck that I'm to present. Um, so the topic that I've taken today is conquering the world with digital, and I think that also shed some light to with what Dr. Sajid said in terms of how the future is going to be digital and how we make those steps correct in what we do in order to ensure that we are laying the foundations right in moving into the career with digital. So let me start off with what I'm going to cover today, basically 4 areas that I will walk you through. A very brief introduction to digital, and I'm not going to go into details because most of you are already aware of what it is. But I'll also walk you through is why digital and why people have to choose digital as for a career, like myself. And obviously, we'll also touch upon a bit of statistics in terms of digital marketing landscape. Again, nothing too much in detail. And then I'll also walk you through in a bit of a different way on how Keels approaches digital overall as we go along in this presentation. So the world of digital marketing, the nuance is that a lot of people think that digital is social media or certain aspects of the whole thing. But in a sense, if you look at the traditional meaning of digital, which I just picked up of Investopedia, is that it's a use of digital channels to market your product and services to reach your consumers. This has been summed up in a very, very short way. But if you in reality look at digital marketing from a helicopter view, it's so much more than what you see and what meets your eye. And it's not a one size fits all approach when it comes to digital. When the traditional media channels are looked at, there is always one sort of approach that you will take for the content that you produce. But when it comes to digital marketing, it's a variety or a combination of all that you see or all that you specialize that comes together in order to reach your consumer, your audience in the right way and in the right techniques. Um, One thing I also want to add here is that not everyone will be specializing in all that you see here. Some people might be better at social media marketing. Some people might be better at influencer marketing, like Dr. Sajid said. Some people might be good at content, and some people might be good at just having marketing your website and your SEOs and SEMs, so to say. So there might not be one person who will specialize in all of that, but as digital marketers, it is good to know all of that comes in so that when you work, when you enter the corporate field, it becomes that much more exciting for you to connect all of those puzzles together in order to reach out to your audience. So let me speak a bit about why you have to choose digital as a career. I think when we started, or when I rather started, we never had courses of this nature that supported us to grow in our careers, and we had to rely at a later stage different types of courses, different online courses, which helped us to understand what digital is to do what we are doing right now. And if you are here thinking twice about choosing a digital or career in digital, do not. And that is my advice to you because the future is digital. And let me walk you through some points as to why you need to choose digital as your career for the future. This slide is a bit text heavy. bear with me. I will try to walk you through very easily what it says. Digital used to be a buzzword when I started my career, but right now it has become the way of life. It is everything that is around you and what companies are doing around you and are involving you to do as well. Um, like I said, digital is diverse, and embracing the power of digital is important. Whether it's ranging from social media, websites, search engines, or even the latest technologies that have come through in metaverse as well as Gen AI, all of this is what digital marketing is all about. And knowing all of this in detail will help you to make the right decisions and for you to market your products and your services to the customers in the right way as well. The second reason is, like I said, because this is the future, this also gives you the potential to reach out to an audience like never before. Just imagine the possibility of reaching out to 4.6 billion people at once and in one single click of a button. That is the power of digital, and you can all do that. Your marketing is not specified to a region or a geography, but it's for everyone that you could reach out to, and your audience could be anywhere in this world, and it's easy as that. The third thing is exactly again what Dr. Sajid spoke about in terms of constant evolution. There is no one theory that you can write for digital marketing and just keep and just come back to it and refer in 20 years. It's so fast paced that it changes every day. And you being on top of things and in forefront of the emerging trends is very important for you to make a career out of this and to be on top of your career as well. What's also very interesting about digital is that there's no one right way of doing things. It's all about trialing out, experimenting, and understanding. And for that, digital also tests your innovation and creativity. You need to be innovative and creative, think outside the box, and use your minds to create unique campaigns that can reach out to every single part of your audience in a different way. And finally, this is the best part about digital for me is that everything that you do in terms of your results and your efforts can be measurable, unlike any other channels. So your campaign impact can be seen instantly, and you can also constantly make sure that you're optimizing and improving all of that so that it doesn't get boring or that fatigue doesn't set in the minds of people in terms of what you do. And that is the beauty of digital. In a nutshell, these are the 5 key reasons that I picked out as to why companies now start to rely upon digital marketers more than ever. Starting from maintaining your online reputation as a brand, making sure that the consumers don't get carried away with some negativity in terms of the brand and how do you control that part. The second part is about being cost effective because every single cent that you spend on digital can be tracked and you know where you're spending and what sort of amount you're being spending on. Third thing, that all the content and different types of content pieces that you do will keep your audience engaged all the time. It also gives you that effective targeting for customers both locally and globally, which then makes your content much more effective overall. And finally, like I said, everything that you do can easily translate into results and understanding the results as well. And that is why marketing budgets in companies are now relying on digital to make sure that we are seeing ROIs and we're investing in places that could give us that ROI as well. So I'm going to take a few minutes to explain this to you because most of you all might be already aware of the digital landscape in Sri Lanka and what it holds. In a nutshell, if you look at it, there's 7.5 million active social media users in Sri Lanka. That's a whopping 34.2% of the total population. I've taken the 5 key social media channels as an example to show you the power of digital in terms of social, in terms of reaching out to so many people across diverse channels, having their own content strategy, which will work for each of these channels. What I also like to touch upon is that 56% of the Sri Lankan population are daily internet users. That means they are always on the phone, on the internet, looking after or looking at your brands, communicating to them in different ways. And 52% of the people are also mobile first. That means they're using the mobile phones to initially log in, to understand the social media landscape, to the Internet of Things. That makes it interesting because being mobile first, you will also know that the future is also going to be on mobile, and therefore it is going to be digital. And for us to make those right investments in terms of knowledge, people, and the money is key for us to go into the future. Another interesting stat that I picked out of one of the reports that I read was that nearly 47% of the Sri Lankans are spending roughly 1 to 2 hours watching videos online. And that means that there are people who are actually looking at your content day in, day out, which can, and that makes us also responsible in terms of what sort of content we are going to take to people and what are we going to do to them in the future, and being responsible marketers overall in terms of what we take. The other key interesting stat is this also means that this 1 to 2 hours is much more time than what people spend on TV. And that's another reason as to why digital is going to be the future, and it's going to take up the people's time and all of that. This is another quick insight that I saw. If you look at the population that is growing, between the zeros and the 34 is the most growing population, and that population is growing to be digital first anyway, because all of the investments that have been made by brands such as ourselves as the others are now paving those way in order to make people understand digital at an early age and also embrace digital eventually. So I'm going to take a couple of examples of what we do at Keels and try to walk you through some of what works for us on digital at Keels. I'm not going to go into too much of details in things, but I'm sure if you have any questions, we can take up later, or you can also contact me. I work in retail. Retail, I think, goes without saying, is such a diverse environment. It's not the same every day. It's very different. That it becomes very interesting when you go back to work on a daily basis as well. You don't end up doing the same thing on a daily basis when you work in retail. What we do at Keels is simply three things. One, we have the brand at heart, and we put the customers first. All of our decision making on digital, very specifically, be it social media assets, be it the digital assets that we build like Scan and Go, to all of that, have always been customer first, understanding what they are saying, understanding the data, and then putting them into action. And that's what you see. It's a combination of our customer, our brand, as well as our suppliers that we put together in order to create our digital strategy for our business. Recently, on a report, we were the number one most visible brand in the uncategorized category. It wasn't an easy task when we say that we are number one, because it also gives us a responsibility that we need to keep doing things right and in the most efficient way. And let me also walk you through how Keels has made some of those decisions to stay on top of things that we are doing. The first one is on social media, and also in the other aspects that you see, we've embraced storytelling. I think initially, when you looked at digital was about post creatives just getting the message out in the simplest of ways. But as time went along, we saw brands now taking up the approach of storytelling. They want to give people stories. They want people to get inspired, and they want to give that message in a way that the people would love to aspire. So from the traditional videos, now we moved into documentaries. Some of the examples that you see are what's on screen. But we work through in detail in every digital strategy that we do as to what is the channel, what is the message that we're going to give through the channel, and how are we going to take that message out is what we discuss under each of this. And one of it is ensuring that we tell stories rather than we sell products. Second thing, I think it goes without saying, a lot of people take this for granted, which is being authentic on social media. A lot of brands and a lot of companies put efforts on making a lot of nice videos, but they sometimes forget to stick to the basics. The basics is showing who you are, showing the people that you are human too, and showing them the raw side without editing or anything. And all the content that you see on our Instagram pages sometimes is revolving around that. And also on our other channels, we talk about people, we talk about real things, and that's what works on social. And I'm talking social here because later on I'll touch upon the other areas of the digital marketing aspects. Um, the third one is, as digital marketers, we are supposed to not miss out on the trends. So stay on top of things. It is important for us to keep track of what's happening, what are some of the trends that are going around, is it relevant to the brand or not, and then take it on. And that is very important for us to keep moving forward. And that's what makes us different to the traditional marketers that we see here in the country. Third thing, there's a lot of different marketing aspects that are coming. One is the affiliate marketing, the other one is influencer marketing. A recent campaign, most of you all might be aware, is the Other King Second Kamu. We effectively used a lot of affiliate marketing to take the message out. What people don't realize is affiliate marketing and influencer marketing have to come in as a strategy into your overall plans, because that's how you can reach out to a more wider as well as a diverse audience, rather than sticking to the same whole tactics of just getting the message out in different ways. So these are some of the new things that we do at Keels in order to reach out to that diverse audience that we are building elsewhere as well. On LinkedIn, sometimes we spend a lot of time building a brand for our consumers, but we forget that we need to build our brand for everyone that is around us as well. That is your corporate image. So very specifically on LinkedIn, we take on content that is very useful. We use a lot of data, we use a lot of insights, and our own team members as thought leaders to take that message out. Some of the examples that you see is how we've used data as well as our own team members to take some of those key highlights out. And being a thought leader as a brand is very important on social media, and building a brand to be thought leaders who can make a difference in the lives of people who are looking up to us is also key. And that's what we do at Keels as well. The fourth part is about marrying creativity and technology together. There's a lot of technology and a lot of new things coming into the whole picture. Gen AI, metaverse to the gaming aspect, CGI to a lot of new things. But it's not just doing those contents out, but how do you match that with creativity and how do you build that with your brand message? What you see here is how Keels used these technologies to relate to people and to make sure that people understand what we want to do and how they could now be part of some of these assets that we are building and putting out to create that right hype and the right engagement with the audience. And the latest one that we did was the CGI, which you see on the corner. A lot of brands were taking different routes, but we wanted to stick to what we truly believe in. And it was also done as a part of one of our campaigns. And that's how we create that whole marriage between creativity and technology in all that we do. And very specifically on this first campaign that you see on your left-hand side is a campaign that we ran with Gen AI, which we used the team priceless moments to create some excitement, where we got people to send their priceless moment and we then used AI to generate images and share it back with them. So these are some examples that we've used. I already touched upon the impact of affiliate marketing, but influencer marketing also is becoming a big thing. I think globally the industry is booming. A lot of people are hooking on to the whole creator marketing, influencer marketing segment. Again, it is, like I said, it's not about just doing for the sake of doing it, but using a strategy, making sure that it connects to the overall audience, taking the right message, making sure that they take the right message is also key for us to build the right channel and the right impact in what we do with influencers. If it's done right, I think this is one of the strongest channels that you could work on and be positively creating some impact as well. Last 2 points I just want to cover on what we do at Keels in terms of digital is hyper-personalization. We use data to an extent where we understand our customer buying patterns, what the customers are doing. And it's not about just marketing your product to the masses anymore. It's about how you build that excitement into the shopping of your customers, making that personalized decisions to make sure that the customer now knows that the brand understands you at a much deeper level. And some of the campaigns that we are doing right now are also reflecting our data efforts, our data analytics efforts rather, in order to get the customers' marketing aspects right. So we have use cases such as personalization, churn to all that, which are hyper-personalized so that we understand the customer and we are giving what the customer is requesting from us. On a final note, I think it's not just about marketing now. I think digital also has a responsibility of performance, and because it's measurable, it becomes important for the business in order to invest on performance marketing to understand all the efforts, all the money that we put in are now giving us the results that we are looking for. Some of the examples that you see here are how we measure some of our campaigns very specifically on e-commerce. Because as one of the leading supermarket chains to be on e-commerce, it is our responsibility and our duty to ensure that we understand our customers and we're doing the right marketing to get those customers to come in and shop with us. And some of it which we are doing is based on data as well as understanding those insights as to are these performing well or do we have to make some decision elsewhere to make things better. So just to wrap up, the industry is on the rise. There's no doubt about it. Brands such as ourselves are heavily invested on digital, and we are making the right decisions as we go along. We need the right talent to get it right. And courses like what Dr. Sajid was talking about is what is the investments that the team and all of us have to make in order to ensure that we are building towards the future. And also, having said that, we also need the right people to come in and take those positions so that this industry grows and eventually the country also benefits out of it. So thank you very much. I hope it was insightful in terms of some stats of how we do things at Keels. If there's anything, I can take it soon after this. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my great pleasure for Mr. Niresh Muthuratnanandan. Thank you very much. Your great insights and informations. It is very helpful for us and our students to get and learn a lot of things about the digital and what they can earn from the digital marketing, especially from the SLIM Diploma in Digital Marketing program. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Niresh Muthuratnanandan. So ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving on to our lecturer speech. So please welcome Mr. Shanaka Ratnayaka, the Vice President for the Nation's Trust Bank, Free Me. Over to you, Mr. Shanaka Ratnayaka.
Hi, Dasun. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, fine. Hi. Would you be able to share the presentation? For a slide. Okay. So until that happens, good afternoon, everybody. And Niresh, thank you for the overview of the activity. So I think you brought in a lot of insights from a practical context, how things in terms of digital is being used as well. So I think that's very helpful. I'll try to connect the program overview and then how the context is delivered also in relation to what you mentioned, so that we have a more cohesive and it's relevant to the context as well. So I'll try to relate to that. Yeah. So if you move on to the next couple of slides, so let me know if you're not able to see the slides or anything. Dasun, let's move to the next slide. One second. Okay. Right. Until that is sorted. So let me take you through this. Yeah. Okay. So this is a slide. Right. So first thing I want to start off with. We put it on presentation mode. Okay. Great. Let's move on to the next one. So you might wonder why one of the resource personnel coming into the forum and then saying this to you guys, right? So the one that I wanted to say was, right now, what I believe, and but in general, the industry believes, and I think Niresh should also agree to this. There is nothing called no separate silo called digital marketing anymore, right? So you might wonder why so and so who is a resource person within this program coming and telling you for this program digital marketing diploma there is nothing called digital marketing. You might wonder why he's saying this, right? So that's a pretty valid question. So it's fine to have that question with you. I think once you go through the whole program, you would actually understand what it actually means. So what you have today is basically marketing in a digital world, right? So it's like everything that has evolved, right? Banking has evolved. So there is no, people are banking in the digital world. In terms of retail, people are experiencing retail in the digital world, which is why, like Nilesh, showcase how Heels have advanced with executions with digital and technology being at the core, right? So everything has digital, from education to healthcare to everything. So likewise, marketing also has evolved with digital. Therefore, right now we live in a world where marketing happens within the digital world because consumers have more or less, got on to enjoying things or getting things done with digital. So with that being said, we as marketeers would also have to take it in that context. So moving on to the next slide. Yeah, let's move to the next slide. Dasun, shall we? Yes. Okay. So I just want to bring in this context. I think Nilesh also mentioned this. When I go to the next slide, I will tell you where the problem is. So right now, the fundamentals of marketing is still it's still the same, right? There, but how we get things done has evolved with digital coming into the picture. So when it comes to the development of marketing strategy, the basics and the fundamentals of the same has to be applied on digital as well, which means the before getting into the execution point of view, right? Before getting into the execution of doing things using digital platforms like Facebook to Instagram to Google and all of these other digital platforms, before we get into that, before execution, we have to follow a certain process, which is number one, ideally diagnosing the problem, right? Why do we need to do this, right? What is the reasoning behind it? The whole insight gathering or the customer information gathering, the research component, everything, which is a part of the whole diagnosis process that you see on the first circle. That is important. So digital marketing or the program that you're going to go through with DDM will help you in terms of identifying consumer insight through various tools like Google Trends to Google keyword research, etc. and competitor insights using digital platforms, which will help you to get a better understanding so that you have diagnosed the problem better, which will then help you to get on with the second task of developing the strategy. So now coming into strategy is all about, in terms of very, very simple terms, strategy is all about getting the whole laundry list of things that you're supposed to do or you're going to do, and then basically taking off the things and picking off the things that you're not going to do, so that with the 10 things that you have listed out that you should do, strategy simply means you're taking off the things that you're not going to implement or do, so that you end up with one or two key activities, key tasks, so that you can focus on, and then that simply is your strategy when it comes to doing whatever you plan to execute. And then finally comes the marketing mix and then the execution of it, which basically comes with the 4 Ps or the 7 Ps, whatever you take to execute. The rest will move on like that. If you go to the next slide, if you move to the next slide, with digital being a simple platform to access, right? Most of the time, like Nilesh highlighted also, we straight away get into the communication point of it, right? Because it's so easy. Anybody can create a Facebook page today. Anybody can start an Instagram channel today, or even create content on YouTube. It's so easy, right? It's so easy. Anybody can do that. So it's just a matter of a couple of minutes to get your page set up, do a content, publish, post, done. Right? It's so simple. Therefore, a lot of people misunderstand digital strategy as going into the execution part first, where communication or the promotion, like with what Nilesh showcased with the content kills us, there is a reasoning behind as to why it is done, right? So that even the CGI example you guys saw, right? So that was done as a part of the whole campaign strategy. Now, unlike there were several brands out there in Sri Lanka as well who took the CGI trend into their content plan, content strategy, simply started executions and then putting content out there. And sometimes you might think, okay, is it actually relevant to what this brand is, right? So that's what these are few complications of digital, because it's so easy without going into diagnosis, developing the strategy, and then the marketing, using the marketing mix to disseminate or execute the campaign. You could simply make the mistake of going into execution first, which should not be the case. And with this program outline, right, where the new revised DDM program will take you into a more practical approach. So if you move on to the next couple of slides, Dasu. Yeah. So it simply means whatever you do, right? Yes, digital is all about disrupting the traditional models, but businesses or as marketers, we should be proactive and continuously innovate in terms of being relevant with the market, being relevant with our consumers. So that is another key component where you will get inspiration with the case studies that you're going to go through in this program, starting from digital strategy to content marketing to social media to paid media to analytics, and also new technologies within marketing. So when you're going through the rest of the modules under this program, you will be inspired in terms of how innovation has happened with digital, so that it will help you in terms of sparking ideas amongst yourselves that you can take it out there and execute within your markets as well. Yeah, let's move to the next slide. Right. So one thing I think Nilesh also highlighted this part as to what would digital help you with. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It's basically how we streamline everything that we do in terms of marketing. Again, not digital marketing, but marketing, right? Within marketing, by the use of digital tools that are available and that can be used to your objectives. Make it, use it so that it will help you in terms of saving time, where marketing automation, we talk about, you will also learn about things related to what we call MarTech or marketing technology tools, where automation comes into the picture. And sometimes how AI would also help you in terms of some of these automation, AI from the point of content creation, where generative AI comes into the picture, and then also with LLM coming into the picture, where you can automate certain tasks with AI support. So these will help you to save time in overall digital. And actually, with performance marketing, I think Dinesh also brought that aspect in performance marketing. So we have collectively revised the whole program as well, where all your paid media activities, paid media or digital advertising, starting from social media to search marketing, search advertising to display advertising to video advertising. Everything has now been streamlined so that you get a complete overview of this topic of paid media and performance marketing, with keeping performance marketing at the core, so that it will help you lower the cost of your objectives or conversions, right? Lower the cost of conversions. And then finally, where with digital, the data component comes into the picture, which will help the organization and overall your marketing activities. Again, not simply digital marketing, but your marketing activities to give more, give more relevant insights, right? Rather than simply the number of clicks you got, the number of impressions you got on a campaign, but improved metrics. These are also a key component of marketing that you need to adhere. And within this program, it is one of the key areas that you're going to be covering. Let's move on to the next one. Right. Again, Nilesh also took this component. I think he does a lot of activities with data, and even in our organization, we work with one of the partners called Octave in terms of optimizing the data that businesses have. Right. So again, keep saying that right? Yes, data is the most important component in today's context, right? So data is even the Economics magazine has said this before. Data is the new oil. Yes, it is the new oil. I will tell you what it actually means in the next slide. So if you go to the next one, that's one. Just like oil, guys. Just like oil. Now, yeah, click again, right? So there's a small animation here. So data is, yes, again, it's simply like oil. I completely agree with that. But again, yes, that being said, data is only good as how good it is refined, and most importantly, for what purpose it is used, right? So data is, I think, in today's world, next to AI, the most used, I would say, most abused word in every conversation. Data, and now the latest addition to that is AI. Yes, everybody talks about it, but what does data actually do? It's about refining that data for what purpose you're going to, and and using it for the intended purpose. Just like oil, right? You get crude oil, and then within the refinery process, you get the oil refined for aircraft oil and to lubricants, to petrol, to kerosene oil, to whatever. All of that, it's part of the process, right? And then what purpose is that end product use? You can't pump kerosene oil to a diesel vehicle, right? So it has to be with that purpose. Very simply, data is also the same. It's only good as how good it's refined, how you have analyzed it, right? And what data points are you're capturing within your marketing activities. And then finally, what do you do with that data? Are you going to improve your future campaigns, right? What are the KPIs that are going to improve out of it? So those things, starting with the program outline that you're going to go through in DDM, you will understand what are the objectives, the KPIs. So when I say objectives, these are not simply objectives. We follow the principle of SMART objectives, right? So it has to be specific, measurable, achievable, right? And then timely, everything. The SMART objectives approach is what you're going to go through. And with digital channels that are out there, social media marketing to content marketing to web marketing to email to mobile, everything. What are your SMART objectives going to be, and how are you going to capture those data points, and then how is that data analyzed so that it will be able to help you improve continuously with whatever activities that you're going to do. Yes, with that being said, let's move on. Yeah, so one final note in terms of one of the resource personnel within this program is my request to everybody who is joining in with this program. I just want you to keep these 3 points in mind, right? Every time when you go through a program or a module, when you finish a module, or even when you're starting a module, right? Be curious, right? Be curious, and then ask questions. So getting doubts cleared at the real time, at the time you get a doubt or a query into your mind is important, right? And then finally, the most easiest thing for you to do is use search. The reason that I'm telling you this is you would learn a few terminologies, words that are related in digital, right? Technologies that are used in digital. So read more about it, so that the next time you're going to meet any of the resource personnel, you can ask, okay, how would this kind of a technology be applied in the Sri Lankan context? Because the revised program is done in a way so that you're going to get a more practical approach, so that it's not just to get this paper qualification and then follow up this with the DMI program that you're entitled to, but how do I get this digital knowledge into practical context? How am I going to improve what I do? You could be doing your own content creating component. You could be a content creator, you could be a freelancer, you could be working at an agency, you could be working at a client side managing the digital marketing portfolio of your organization. Whatever you do, how can I implement what I learned today in this module, in this program, into practically when I go to office the following day? That is what we want, and the program is structured in ways so that you're going to be taken through a journey with a more practical approach. So again, another request is, when you're attending the sessions, I think it's best, there will be a lot of activities to be done, practical activities, right? So take part in those, ask questions, be curious, and again, use search. So that is my message to everybody. So hoping to see everybody with the start of the program. Wish you all the best. Yeah, and finally, again, be curious, ask questions, and use search. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Shankar Ratnayaka, for that great introduction. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the program brief for the DDM Diploma in Digital Marketing. I would warmly invite the executive at Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, Ms. Mudita Andambi, for the program brief.
Thank you, Dasun. Let me share my screen first. Dasun, actually, I can't share my screen. Can you please check it?
You can have access, Mudita. You can share it right now. Just
Okay, yeah, Dasun, yeah, it's done. Thank you. I think I'm visible, right?
yes, Mudita, you're visible, audible, clear. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. Really sorry for the delay. Again, good evening, dear students. On behalf of Slim Business School, I would like to warmly welcome you for the inauguration of Diploma in Digital Marketing, as known as DDM 124 intake. So I'm Mudita Khandambi, the program coordinator of DDM program. Here, I would like to take you through some important details about this program. Okay, first let me talk about the eligibility. So if you have completed certificate in digital marketing program at the SLIM, or if you have followed any other certificate level in digital marketing from a recognized institute, which is acceptable to SLIM, you are eligible to follow the DDM program. As well, if you are a marketing professional who have completed an MBA, MSc, and also have experience in marketing profession, will be eligible to follow the program as well. So about the registrations, the students who registered for the DDM program need to submit the registration document to the Slim Learning Management System, which means LMS. So you need to submit the soft copies of your NIC or the passport, and also the certificates of your academic qualifications and the service letters as well. So actually this is the LMS. You have to log into our LMS first through the website once we provide you all the username and passwords. Once you log in, you will see your intake as DDM 124 and you need to click on the View Intake. Then you may direct to this interface, the second one actually. So in there, you need to find the intake documentation and then, really sorry, and then you can see the find intake documentations. After that, you can see the required documents and you may upload them respectively. The documents that upload will be verified by the backend, and a clear and comprehensive guideline on the SLIM LMS will be shared in due course. So about the coaching, learning sessions will be on every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. via MS Teams, and the class joining links will be shared with all the students through email prior to the class. And your classes will be commencing from 21st April 2024. So this is the class timetable for DDM 124. We will share this with all registered students at the class commencement, and all the students are requested to follow the program timetable, and also the attendance to the classes on regular basis, as the attendance of the classes will be monitored. So if I mention some key facts about the DDM, actually the duration will be 9 months and the program will be conducted in fully English medium. Also, we have planned to conduct the whole program via MS Teams, and SLIM will provide you the SLIM LMS access and the Pearson e-library access to make your learning effective and easy. Now I'm going to explain the curriculum of the DDM program. This program consists of 8 modules with updated contents with practical demonstrations on specific lessons. Hence, all students will have the opportunity to gain the hands-on experience on the subject arena that you study. So if I name the modules, actually the first module is Introduction to Digital Marketing, and then Strategic Digital Planning Process, Social Media Marketing and Advertising, Content Marketing, Conceptualizing Web and Development, Search Engine Optimization, Digital Campaign Management, Contemporary Themes in Digital. This program has been designed to expect so many learning outcomes at the completion of the program. So if I mention some of them are to identify the importance of digital marketing for marketing success, to obtain detailed knowledge and the understanding on digital marketing concepts, functions, and their applications, to be applied digital marketing strategies, tools, and techniques in a variety of contexts, and to manage customer relationships across all digital channels and build better relationships. About the assessment and evaluations, the evaluation criteria will be mainly in 2 ways. There are assignments along with presentations, and all the students are required to sit for an online examination at the end of all 8 modules. So about the online examination, actually you guys need to come for our authorized centers. If I discuss more about the assignments, there will be an individual project that will be assigned in the beginning of the program and will continue gradually until the end of the program. After the submissions of the individual project, you need to present it. Further, you need to complete another case study-based assignment as a group assignment. SLIM will divide you into groups for that assignment. At the completion of the group assignment, you need to present the case study as a group. Actually, the case studies and the individual presentations are in online. So students will be given guidance for both assignments and the examination for the examinations. The gradings will be awarded according to your performance at each of these assessment components. So this is the program handbook for Diploma in Digital Marketing, and this will carry all the important details, deadlines you need to know about this program. All the students are requested to read this program handbook very carefully. So we will be sharing the program handbook via LMS. And also Slim will communicate with students mostly through email, and students are requested to provide an accessible email address and check your emails on regular basis. So students can contact Slim for any inquiry regarding the program. If you are registered in Colombo Slim Business School, you may email to ddm@slim.edu.lk, and you may contact me via 070-366-2177. And students who have registered in Kandy SBS, you can contact Ms. Dilukshi Jayawardana. And students who are registered in Mathura, you can contact Ms. Pavani Hansika. Their contact details are mentioned in here. And further, for any concerns during your study period at SLIM, you may contact the business school manager, Mr. Samira, and his contact number is 070-378-0090. Or else, there's our head of education, Dr. Sajid Premathilaka. His email address is sajid.c@slim.lk. And as well, you may contact SLIM student counselor, Mr. Nagedri Singha, through student@slim.lk. And all the contact details are mentioned in here. So once you complete your qualification, you are invited to SLIM graduation ceremony, and you will be awarded with Diploma in Digital Marketing at that glamorous ceremony. So this brings to the end of the program brief. And finally, I wish you all the best in your future studies in becoming successful marketers in the world of marketing. Thank you very much and have a pleasant evening. Over to you, Dasun. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mudita Kandambi, for that great introduction about the DDM, Diploma in Digital Marketing Program. So I hope, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, you learned and got an idea what the digital marketing and what you can learn, what you can detect from the Diploma in Digital Marketing, especially from the SLIM, Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. So thank you very much, Dr. Sajid Chanuka, Niresh Muthuratna Nandan, and Shashanaka Ratnayaka, Ms. Mudita Kandambi, and of course, our dear students. It's a great pleasure to join with the SLIM Diploma in Digital Marketing Open Day webinar. Have a great day. Thank you.